Been up for about an hour and a half, had my coffee, had a nice video chat with Fawn, and talked with her two boys a little bit. Chatted or texted back with a good friend of mine here. I think next Tuesday, the day before I leave for Baltimore for the wedding. Might catch the last sail of the season. Next week's supposed to be an Indian summer. This week's pretty cold. It's chilly. It's 58 degrees this morning. So it's okay, but I'm not used to that temperature much, you know, and it's a damp cold, so you feel it, you know. You actually can hit that temperature around Christmas time in Thailand, but it'll be, again, there's no humidity where I'm at, so you don't really feel it. It's just the air is just sort of, you can tell it's cool and crisp, but you don't feel like cold and damp, you know what I mean? I think I've discovered I don't like dampness. You know, it's just not my thing. Somebody else can have all that if they want. I don't want to eat any. I'm good. Anyway, so it's nice and quiet. It's a lot of retired people here. I see younger people at work, a lot of medical students, I guess is what I'm told. They're near, where this is right near a hospital. Maybe that's why it's so nice and quiet, even though it's not expensive here. But also I see quite a few retired people. I see quite a few guys that look like they're probably only a handful of years older than me that aren't doing well at all. I mean, it makes me feel very fortunate, you know, very privileged, honestly. You know, right now, like, what do I have to worry about back home in Thailand? You know, normally you got a Thai girlfriend or Thai wife waiting on you, and you're gone in another country for like a month solid, and they know you're not coming back. Normally, you kind of got to worry. Normally, you got to worry. You're gonna have your hands full. You really are. Thai women are very practical, very pragmatic, in my opinion, and I feel pretty confident, and that's a real common trait, real common. I would say that's something you could more or less count on. The lady isn't getting enough or needs more, so if she's gone full modern and in a bad way, there is a good kind of way, but in a bad way, which is normally what you see, needs expensive handbags, clothes, plastic surgery. Again, maybe she's kind of prepping herself for the next guy who's richer, or she's just greedy or fallen into the materialistic traps that we all fall into here in the United States, for example. You know, I used to, I don't anymore. Now I'm actually happy, there's a thought. But not with fun, I don't have to worry about that too much. I mean, you always have to think about those things or you do become a target, but no, in my case, I don't have to worry much about that because she's got too much to lose. One, I think she's a good person and she's from a good family. I think they're actually good, honorable, traditional Thai Buddhist people, like just good people, okay? But she also has, she's heavily incentivized to take care of me and keep me in her life and keep me happy. And I feel that she genuinely loves me and all that. And she would just risk losing an awful lot. You know, it just wouldn't make sense for her. You know, a woman in a good, solid position where she's making, gosh, I mean, on one hand, I want to say a lady making, a Thai woman with a good income and a good provider, you know, foreign husband, whatever, isn't in a real state of need. But I'm just thinking of one in particular. The guy's giving her an enormous amount of money and she's treating him terribly. But she's also a known scammer with significant experience scamming. She's very good at it. But then I know other Thai women whose husbands are providing well. Gosh, no, I'm thinking of another one. She's married to a rich guy and she's geeking for one of their neighbors when he's not looking, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta. I'm not talking myself into any peace of mind here. I'm still not worried, but I guess I honestly can't tell you. Just because you're providing, you can ease down on your worrying. I guess I'm not saying that. I was trying to say that, but I honestly can't say that. That's whatever it is. That's the way it is. That is true. Wow, that's frightening. Sometimes I think I'm privy to too much information. I'd personally be happier if I didn't know all this crap, but if not, it's okay. keeps me on my toes and keeps me from getting complacent. And you know, I'm watchful. You know, I am. You know, there is a risk. There's always a risk. You're gone, and some of the local guys can be quite aggressive in pursuing women and pursuing a geek relationship, or you know, whatever, and they can put a lot of pressure on a woman in the villages and stuff. You know, I don't know how it works in the big cities. I don't know if a woman's less susceptible there, if she's more likely to go, hey, get lost, you know, but I don't see the traditional ladies doing that a whole lot. I don't. But again, for me, I feel like I'm on solid ground for all kinds of reasons. I've talked about this before. There's an upside to having a Thai woman with kids. They need the support for that, and you know, if you can provide that, and not just the money. It's just me. It's just my personality, but also there's some logical drive behind me at this point with this stuff that I have worked to make my relationship not just about money, to make it as far from pay for play as I can. I mean, all marriages, in what I feel I've kind of noticed the 2 years I've been in Thailand, is that all marriages and relationships like that are sort of, there's a man provides certain things, a woman provides certain things. It's just the way the world works. But I've tried to make it as equitable and organic and natural and genuine as possible. And by that, you know, fun, safe space left, right, and center with me. You know, I try to always look good with her, for her. Her boys are thriving. You know, her parents save additional face. You know, the whole thing. I try to do that. If you're not doing those things, then the Thai women are pragmatic. They're going to find other ways to fill those needs. They just will. They just will. And I got a real earful from a very experienced expat right before I left, and some of it was a little surprising to me. And again, because of the YouTube channel, as it's grown, more people are kind of more comfortable telling me more. It's sort of like snowballing in a positive way. And so I don't expect to be as totally surprised now as I maybe would have been 2 years ago. But man, he was really giving me an earful that was surprising on how habitually unfaithful people can really be in Thailand. I was a bit taken aback, in all honesty. I really was. But I know the guy knows what he's talking about. He's very experienced, very sharp guy. Lived in Thailand a long time. Someone I respect, you know, all that. And he was kind of blowing my mind a little bit. Just all the stories he had about the cheating. And he was saying it from a man's perspective. We all know that the Thai guys have tons of geeks and all that stuff, but he was saying it from a foreign man's perspective of the women, that, boy, you really got to watch it. Though. I just don't understand. I guess I don't have like some answer for you. Oh, here, it's just this. I don't get why a woman who has plenty of money, plenty of everything, and is already saving face, then goes and geeks for another man. I'm not, and I've seen that. I'm thinking of two examples right now. Two women around 60. One's quite attractive still. I got to be honest. One's like, and it's not my personal bias, although I do have to say she does have a certain sex appeal to her, but any guy would see her, there's just a certain sexiness about her, you know. And then another woman, I would say is homely, but they're both geeking. The attractive one is geeking more, probably for a lot more money, I would guess. I'll bet she's expensive. The other lady, I still can't understand that one, but it kind of makes me laugh. I don't like the other lady. I honestly don't like her, and it just makes me kind of laugh a little bit. I was kind of thinking about, you know, here I've got a little perspective today, and thinking about what I have here and what I have back in Thailand, and I can see that Thailand's better for me. I mean, now I'm in a fortunate position. I'm very fortunate. My son really cares about me. He's an excellent care provider. Lifts and carries everything for me. Takes care of everything at the apartment for me. You know, I help out, I think, pretty generously with expenses and such like that, from the heart. You know, he's my boy. You know, it's a healthy good and enjoyable relationship for both of us. I feel he does a lot for me, and I think he feels that I do a lot for him. Mostly I just kind of open my wallet a bit, and I live, comfortably well within my means, so I can kind of open my wallet when I feel like, as much as I want, and it's very, very satisfying. Not trying to brag, I've worked hard all my life. I've taken a couple of pretty big financial hits in the last few years, as regular viewers know, and I'm just thankful and happy that I've survived all that and been careful in my planning, and now I am very careful. I'm very careful. I'm very careful how I spend and everything, and I've set up a low-cost lifestyle that really makes me happy. That's probably a whole other conversation, but I've built a life around what I actually want and not what I think I want. I've used that analogy before when I worked for that company for 8 years, and I rose to vice president of construction. And at a construction company, VP of construction is basically the president, other than the president comes around once in a while and corrects a few things or accepts or rejects a big client or something, So, and at that position, we were building huge mansions, 10,000, 8,000 square feet, millions of dollars back in the 80s and early 90s. And those people were doing all kinds of silly things, and they were not happy. They were, by and large, rather miserable people. There were a couple very wealthy people who were just very happy and enjoying their wealth, and they were awesome. But they were also rare enough, it was odd when you actually found one as a client. Most of the people were just miserable. And here, I'm very happy. I go to bed happy, I wake up happy, I have a nice easy day every day. In some ways it's easier for me because my day's directed around, my rehab, and I've got like a preset thing. But, if I didn't have that, then you got to say, I want to learn to sail a boat. I want to learn a foreign language. I'm going to go with a bunch of friends and talk politics all day. Whatever it is you like to do, hell. But you got to do that. Otherwise, the guys that don't pick those things, they end up alcoholics, I think, in Thailand anyways. That's what I see. But now, just kind of thinking about what I have here, what I have there. And as much as it's super nice here, and my son takes great care of me, and I'm really fortunate because I would be hard-pressed to think of any friends that have a better relationship with any of their children than I have with my son, and how supportive he is, particularly in light of how many problems I have and how helpful he is with everything. I'm extremely fortunate. And even with all that, here's the point, it's a better life for me in Thailand with Fawn. I mean, he has a job and he has other things to do. Where to Fawn, I'm really important. I'm really important to her. And she's very important to me, and she just takes incredible care of me. And it's just a very, very nice, comfortable life. I mean, here I'm talking with my friends and I meet them for dinner and stuff, but everybody works. Everybody's got a job. A couple of the guys that are retired here, I honestly don't really care for their company. So, I don't want to sit around and complain about stuff. I was filling out a survey for Apple. We're recording this on my new iPhone 15 Pro Max, by the way. I specify the whole phone, not to brag, but to say if you like this picture or sound quality. No microphone. This is just the raw phone. If you like this, then that's the phone for you. Yeah, so I was filling out this survey, and then one of the options was, who are you and where are you? And I fill in my age and gender and whatnot, and then one of the options was student, full-time, or part-time, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm a part-time student. I mean, I study Thai in classroom twice a week, and I do private study as directed by my teacher every day. And I'm obviously, and I'm in a relationship with Fawn, who also is a teacher. So, I mean, she's a Thai who teaches English, but that is an excellent person to teach an English speaker Thai, let me tell you. So, versus sitting around complaining and looking in your rearview mirror and saying, oh, everything sucks, I relearned to ride my motorcycle in Thailand. I mean, that ain't no easy task, let me tell you. Learning Thai, doing my rehab. I've actually toned up, and I think it was 2 agonizing years, but I love a good challenge, as you can probably tell. I put on maybe 2 or 3 kilograms of muscle, actually. Got a little bit of it back. I mean, it's easier to come back once you've had it before, and I'm still not anywhere near as big, and I don't even know if I'm half as strong as I used to be, but I'm fine. I'm happy with it. Hell, I'm almost 60. What am I going to do? Go enter a bench press competition? You know, come on. So, you know, I feel like I'm just more youthful and more vibrant in my life, and I don't know, it just feels, it's richer and more fulfilling, you know, I guess. Isn't that weird? But, you know, and there's just no financial pressure. If I were to stay here, I guess I'm comfortable with 2 pensions. I could stay here and I'd be all right. I would. I mean, I could still buy a car and scoot around and do whatever, but man, ain't no way I want to sit around here all winter, you know, watching snow and ice accumulate on my convertible or whatever I bought. And no thanks. Thailand, I don't take it for granted. Every morning I wake up and make my coffee. I look out and I see that. I look at the sunrise every morning, and I'm orienting the new house I want to build on Fawn's Land the same way. I'll look at the sunrise every morning, and there's something about having your fresh coffee every day. There's no winter there. You wake up, it's beautiful, and you watch the sun come up. Every day is like a new day again, fresh start. Go to do whatever you want, you know. I'll take that. Yeah, well, anyway, so some thoughts for the morning. Thanks, everyone. Channel's really accelerating lately. I don't know what's happened. I think I get the feeling as I'm crossing 2,000 subscribers, you know, Google or YouTube keeps taking the governor off a little bit and lets the channel promote a little more or something. I think I'm suspicious. Yeah, whatever. All right, thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Okay, take care. My name is Rob, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I meant every word I just said with respect.